Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today is all about the hip flexors. This will be everything you need to get much better hip flexors. So here we go. You're going to start in a lunging-like position, just like so, with your hands planted down on the ground. You want your front knee above your ankle and your back toes anchored. So you might need to scoot that back knee backwards until you find the stretch. Once you're in the stretch, with the front knee above the ankle, what you're going to do is flex this back quad to lift the knee up and bring it down. We're gonna do this for 30 reps. And 2, and down. 3, 4, 5, 6, stick with it, I know it's worth it. 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep that going. I like to focus on breathing. 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Halfway through. 17, 18. You should feel burning. 19. 20, chase that burn, that pump. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 5 more. 26, 27, 28, 29, last time, 30. All right, go ahead and relax for a second. Whew, take a little break before we go to the other side. That burning is great. We're warming up right now, and we're actually unlocking some of that range of motion that's been lost in our hip flexors. So, all right, let's go to the other side. Same setup. The front knee over the ankle. Back toes anchored down to the ground. And here we go. Lift that back knee up and lower it down. Good. And 2. Keep that going, breathing deeply. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Keep that going. We're chasing a pump. 11, 12, fight for it. 13, 14, halfway through. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, keep that going. 22, 23, 24, 25. We have 5 more left and then we're done. 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. And go ahead and relax. Let those legs relax as much as possible. Whew. Your legs should burn a little bit. You should feel quite pumped already, and that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. So we're gonna go back to that first leg, into that lunging position. I promise it's all downhill from here. It's gonna be much easier. Hips sinking down toward the floor. You can choose to keep your hands on the ground, or if you wanna make it harder, you can bring your hands up to your knee, holding for 30 seconds. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. This should feel like a piece of cake after all those reps you just did. Feel the stretch to the front side of the hip. We're working on those hip flexors. Breathing deeply. And we're gonna switch directly to the other side. Go ahead and get set up there. And again, Sink the hips down toward the ground. You can keep the hands on the floor for a little bit easier, or hands on the knee for a little bit harder. Holding. 30 seconds. I like to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, but you can do whatever feels best for you. Breathing deeply. Feel that stretch. And come out of that stretch. We're gonna go back to the first side, but we're not gonna do the same stretch. For this one, you're going to need something squishy to be on. You could do it on a bed, on a cushion, or on a nice and thick mat. So we're gonna go back to that lunging position, but instead of having this huge stretch right here, you're gonna keep it nice and relaxed. And the goal is actually to lift that leg up just like so, till you find a quad stretch. And then you're gonna try and push your hips a little further forward, and you're gonna hold right here for 30 seconds. Might be a little bit difficult to balance, but that's okay. The hip flexors, if you didn't know, are a whole chain of muscles. It's not just the front side of the hip. Your quads are involved, and your abs are also involved. So after this one, we're actually gonna move on to our abs for a second. And then you'll notice the difference at the end of the video. Breathing deeply. And switching sides. Other knee down. Bring the other foot forward. You're gonna have to grab that back foot if you can. Hopefully your hamstring isn't gonna cramp. And here we go. Push the hips a little forward. Pause in that quad stretch. Breathing deeply. The middle quad muscle, because your quad muscle is actually made up of 4 separate muscles. The middle one, your rectus femoris, is actually a hip flexor muscle, which is why we stretch the quads as well. Breathing deeply. Come on out of that stretch. Now you're going to go laying down on the ground, and we're going to do a bit of a cobra stretch. So lift the chest up, just like so, and look up to the sky, shoulders down if you can. You don't want to crunch down on the back, you want to feel a stretch in the abs. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds, breathing deeply. Focus the stretch in the abs. You don't want to feel your spine going crazy. If you don't quite feel it in your abs, you can actually flex your quads a little, and you should feel it in your abs. Breathing, and go back down. Rest for a second. We're going to do the same stretch again, but this time we're going to shift a little side to side, kind of like this. So here we go. Hands back down. Toes anchored, lift yourself up. And now you're gonna shift to the side, feel the stretch in the obliques, and to the other side. Breathing deeply, shifting, and over, and shift, and shift. The goal is to feel a very deep abdominal stretch. Maybe one that you've never felt before. One more time on each side. And back to the middle. Bring the hips up. Sink them back toward the heels. Let the back round out for a second. And come on up to a standing position. Notice how your hip flexors feel right now. They should feel super loose. We have just one more left. All we're gonna do is our hip circles. So you're gonna bring your knee in and out, and then you're gonna reverse the direction, out and in. And again, in and out and in. One more time. And out and in. And other side. In and out. Trying to keep balanced. And that's 1. We're doing it 3 times. And 2. Last time. And over. Go ahead and march that off. Notice how you feel. You should feel super good. That is the hip flexor protocol. So you should feel a huge improvement if you do this around 3 days a week. So if you want more comprehensive programs, go to Genbaru. I've got ebooks, and you can also subscribe to my newsletter. Stay flexy, guys.